Hi, it's Jeff Mao again from EdMoxie. I wanted to show you how you can use the macOS Accessibility screen zooming features. It can help you as you're creating content for instructional purposes by drawing attention to certain parts of the screen. Students may also find this helpful as they're creating projects to demonstrate their learning. So I'm going to start with just launching my system preferences. I'm going to go into accessibility and I'm going to click on the zoom section, and you can see here I've already got this turned on, but you can either use the keyboard shortcuts to zoom in and out, and so you can see the toggle zoom is Option Command 8, so that turns it on or off, and then zoom in and zoom out. So we can use the equal sign with that option or the command, and we can zoom in and out. And again, the value of this would be that if, for example, I wanted to show, and I was looking at this Wikipedia page and I wanted to just point something out, like maybe this Edwin Catmull individual here in the news section, and I wanted to make sure you were looking there, I could zoom into that section and really kind of make it more of what we're seeing, right? And I can zoom back out again if I need to. A couple other things to note in these settings: you can also use a gesture, and you'll find that if I use that, hold down the modifier Control, and I can scroll up or scroll down, and I get the same zooming capacities. Right, the zoom style, we've got a couple options. We're already on full screen. You've seen that work. If I go to split screen and I zoom in, you can see that up above it's giving the zoomed in version, whereas down below it's not. And the value of that, of course, is that it still allows everyone to see the larger context of what it is that I had displayed on the screen. So for example, most of this website, but it does give a section up above where it kind of helps you track where am I pointing. So if I'm trying to say, hey everyone, pay attention to this picture over here of this covered bridge, and you're going, what covered bridge? Oh, you look up above and you can see, oh, that covered bridge. Okay, that's where the mouse arrow is, because sometimes it's hard to locate the mouse arrow, and when you're not in person, you can't just kind of wave your hands in front of kids and point at the chalkboard or point at your projection on the screen or whatever it is you might do. Right, so that split screen view gives you that, and I'll back all the way out, and then just real quick we'll show you picture in picture, and then I hold down my modifier, and it's going to actually create this picture in picture, so it helps to point out, you know, here's Mr. Edwin and here's Miss Clara, right? Here's that covered bridge. So that's a different view. The other setting that I like to point out to folks is under Advanced, and you're going to find the continuously with pointer versus only when pointer reaches the edge. Typically, I think by default, the settings are like this. It's on full screen, and it's on only when pointer's at the edge. And what that means is as I zoom in, as I try and move my arrow, you can see it kind of starts to jump on me, and it only starts to move the screen when my arrow gets near the edge of the screen. But in the meantime, it gives me a little less mouse control. So I don't always like to use that method. I often like to change this to continuously with pointer, and what that does is as I zoom and move my arrow, my mouse arrow, the arrow basically stays in the middle of the screen and the zoom moves with me. So as I mouse to the left, things move with me. I mouse to the right and things move with me, and it's not so herky-jerky. A little bit easier for me to control. Okay, there's lots of other settings in here. I'll let you go in and find them on your own. The enable hover text is an interesting one. If I hold down the command key, for example, so I'm holding it down now, and I hovered over this, and you can see the words Edwin Catmull were made bigger, so it's easier to see that, right? So I can do that down here. Mongol conquest of Song China, right? That gets bigger because that's where I moused, and I'm holding down again the command key. So that's another way of kind of highlighting something for people when you're looking at this, so that'll highlight some text. Hopefully that was helpful. Again, using the accessibility features, you'll find those again right here, accessibility, and then zoom. And you can turn this on and off and use that to be able to highlight things when you're doing a screen capture.